We have new developments in the gang crackdown involving rapper Young Thug. Police arrested more than 24 people, including the artist, and accused them of running a violent gang. We were in court today as a judge denied bond for another man accused of being a co-founder of that gang, known as YSL. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie with us live outside the Fulton County Courthouse. And Mark, you were able to have that exclusive interview with Walter Murphy just before he surrendered earlier this month.
Yeah, more than 24 defendants in the YSL case, but Walter Murphy stands out for what is alleged about his role in YSL's founding, along with two others, including Young Thug, and for what he told us before his surrender.
We believe he is one of the co-founders of the YSL criminal street gang.
After the judge's bond ruling against Walter Murphy, a defendant in the YSL case,
I'm going to deny bond at this point in time.
His lawyer, Jacoby Hudson, admits he went off.
He's changed, Judge. He's crying. He's doing the right thing.
The defense lawyer says Murphy's situation is tied to a high-profile co-defendant in the YSL case, to the gang and RICO conspiracy charges against famous rapper Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, whose lawyer Brian Steele has said
Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever.
The whole case is about Jeffrey, Young Thug, Jeffrey Lamar Williams. That's who they want. My client don't want to talk about Jeffrey Williams.
A prosecutor at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office says Hudson was told if Murphy cooperated with the DA's office, the office would cooperate with him, routine in such cases. Hudson says he acknowledges before Walter Murphy, who surrendered on the YSL racketeering conspiracy indictment, went to prison in 2016.
I did my time like a man.
He was a bad dude.
He was messed up in 2012 and 13 and 15, but he has since changed.
The purpose of count one is to hold the defendants responsible collectively.
The YSL RICO conspiracy count alleges acts by Murphy, including an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on or about September 11, 2013, an attempted murder involving 4 different victims on or about April 12, 2015. Hudson says Murphy had been charged in those incidents years ago, and he pled guilty in what's known as an Alfred plea, basically to reduce charges, and until his surrender had been out on parole since early this year. We spoke to Murphy when he was free.
I spent 7 years in prison. While I was in prison, I stayed out the way. And I just got my GED, completed all my classes, completed the transition center. I transitioned back into the world. I got me a job at the transition center.
A prosecutor says a victim in one of the incidents in Murphy's past lost part of his head in the shooting. Hudson says Murphy was present, not the trigger man, in the shooting of a man who lost part of his head.
He has an extensive criminal history.
Defense lawyer Hudson acknowledges the pleas he worked out to Murphy's earlier cases, one negotiated and one non-negotiated, were sweet deals. But he maintains Murphy made the most of them. And since his release is not associated with YSL and has held a steady job.
Changed his tone and changed his life.
Now, Hudson says he plans to file a reconsideration of the bond in 90 days. He says he believes Judge Ural Glanville will give the reconsideration fair consideration. The DA's office says the whole case isn't about Young Thug, that it's about a gang called YSL and its illegal acts, including violence that terrorized the city. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
We know Mark will be there for every step of the way. Now the